This is just a mix of all our sourdoughs. This is our classic hearts. We just refer to it as a brown. This is the multigrain. This is our bird hearth. So after I load them onto the loader, I need to store them so they open up nicely. And then they get loaded in the oven.
Brodflour means doing something right, doing it properly, not overcomplicating it. At the end of the day, we're just a bakery and all we're trying to do is just make great bread and make great products. You know, our secret sauce is the flour and our wheat. My name is Matthew Faust. I'm the operating partner of Brodflour Bakery in Liberty Village. Breakfast sandwich is really popular. It's a really good one. Our breakfast sandwich became wildly popular. At the beginning, we were only making a handful of breakfast sandwiches every day, but then customers started coming in saying, your breakfast sandwiches are always sold out, I can never get one. People were commenting on our Instagram saying, I can never get one of these breakfast sandwiches. So now we make more than enough to make sure everybody's getting one. So an urban mill is basically sticking a giant stone mill in the center of the city. Anyone who comes to our store, they're gonna see our stone mill, they're gonna see us milling flour.
Yeah, so what we're doing is quite unique. Particular to Toronto, all the flour that we use gets milled on site. We don't cut it with anything commercial. We don't buy flour to bring in to mix with, which is quite rare, even amongst stone millers. So since the mill's apart, I'm just demonstrating it moving quite slowly. But essentially, once the mill's running, we load up the grains we want to mill into the hopper. Get the auger moving, so there's a spiral that pushes the grain down. So these are the Prairie Hard Red berries. Our Prairie Hard Red comes from a farm called Harris Ridge Farms, and they farm regeneratively, focusing on the sustainability of their soil and of their farm.
Two kernels. Like when we harvest, oh no, that's what we harvest right there.
The grain will come down in here. So this is the runner stone, and then this one underneath is the bed stone. As it comes closer and closer together, the grains that are running through get crushed, and as you can see, there's paddles here that are spinning around. They push the flour around into our chute, which is sending the flour into our sifter box. So there's brushes inside of these screens that are spinning, pushing the flour out, so we get the flour that we want out through this section. And yet the bran that's extra that we don't want anymore gets out through here into this bin. So bran and flour. So that was a full berry of grain crushed up.
At that very beginning, about 2 days ahead, we are stone milling all our flour.
An average day, we're milling anywhere from 200 to 400 kilograms.
All our breads are sourdough. There's a lot more flavor that you get from using a sourdough starter. There's a little bit of sourness depending on what types of bread that we're making. It's also too about gut health. Sourdough bread is a lot healthier for you. Those microbes and those biomes help you digest.
Doing all of the flours for pretty much all the sourdough, so then all they have to do tomorrow is add the water.
Then early the next morning, so that's beginning of day 2, we're actually going to be mixing and shaping the bread.
We're just giving it a fold to like develop some strength, And we let it sit for about like 20 minutes. And then we shape it.
This is the final shaping of the bread. This is how we determine what shape the bread will actually be when it's baked.
Yeah, the biggest difference is the freshness, the flavor, and then combining that with the slow fermentation in our sourdough, the digestibility, the eatability, the lack of processing really.
It then goes into the fridge for about 24 hours where it does a cold ferment, and then it's baked the following day.
So the ovens themselves generate some steam for us. The bread needs the steam to actually be able to open up. If we don't have the steam, the bread tends to just like end up looking like a little Easter egg. How's that?
That was good.
Cool.
So for us, it takes about 3 days from milling to it being on our shelves. I've always been like a little bit hidden from the face of Brodflour, and I think partially it's because I'm not a baker. So to be running and operating a bakery when you're not a baker, right? There's a little bit of a hesitation about that, but really my sweet spot is the coffee and the retail space. So coffee program is very important to me, having a barista background. I think it's super important that when you walk into a bakery and you've got incredible croissants, sandwiches, you've got to have a great coffee and espresso program. So we work with Monogram Coffee, who is our espresso provider. We've had a great relationship with them. I think they're sourcing some of the best espresso in the country. And we're also working with Java Coffee Roasters, 2 women from the East End that do a fantastic drip coffee for us.
Bye guys, thanks, see ya.
What makes our croissant the best in the city is a couple things. It's the 81% butter from New Zealand. We found that grass-fed New Zealand butter with a high milk fat content of about 81% really gives a special flavor. We've got our hard red, our red fife, a little bit of spelt in there, so it gives it that nice reddish, brownish color.
I'm looking for 4 lines.
4 lines?
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines of butter. The good thing with this flour is you can see the different colors. When it's white, it's the same. And you can see the difference.
Most importantly, we've got some really talented employees that are laminating and creating some of the best croissants in the city. I joined Brodflour late 2018, created a coffee program, helped open the shop, and around COVID time, a lot of businesses were kind of forced to change. There were some ownership changes here at Brodflour, and that gave me the opportunity to step into this role today where I'm running the entire bakery. So I'm responsible for all our operations, but I really think it's important that when you come into a bakery, coffee's got to shine just as much as the baked goods. In 2009, I actually joined a technology company called Salesforce.com. Wasn't overly keen with the actual job, but I think the skills that I gained from it were really valuable. and definitely contribute to how I'm able to run Brodflour today. I actually left Salesforce in late 2013, and I was really just looking for a job that I could just enjoy. I wasn't too concerned with my paycheck at the time. I was just focused on, how can I do a job that I love to do? And I was super passionate about coffee. I loved the coffee experience. So when I joined Fahrenheit in 2016, I really wanted to learn all about how a coffee shop functions, how it operates, and Samir was a really supportive business owner, so I ended up competing in barista competitions over those 2 years. In late 2018, I left and I joined Brodflour, where we are today. Being a bakery that makes lots of different bread, we always want to try and use a different bread for every sandwich that we make. So turkey sandwich got the baguette. We've got some great bagel sandwiches too as well, so we can showcase the versatility of what we're baking here every day. The most popular thing we sell more of, anything, is the turkey sandwich. So the turkey sandwich is the most popular item that we have in our bakery. We do it on our baguette. We butter it up actually with a little bit of cultured butter. And then we also include house-made aioli, aged cheddar from Cheese Boutique. We use some amazing turkey from the butcher shop. And then we put it on our grill, we press it, it gets crunchy, and it just brings all those ingredients together, and it's by far the most popular sandwich we have. Shake Shack sent a team of secret shoppers to taste the best desserts in the city. They contacted us saying they love our butter tarts and asked if we wanted to be featured on one of their desserts, and we couldn't say no. Our butter tarts are made with an einkorn crust. So einkorn is an ancient grain that's actually really high in protein. Our einkorn comes from Manitoba as well. And then we've also got a beautiful filling, maple syrup, a couple ingredients I can't mention, and we bake them at a pretty high temperature and top them with sea salt. It's a perfect balance of sweet and salty. We love how special our flour is and how our grain is. So mass-produced flour strips the flour of vital oils, minerals, and nutrients. Your body can't digest that. Whereas with stone milling, it's gently grinding the grain, so we're able to keep those oils, those vital nutrients, those minerals all intact in the flour and give your body and your gut an easily digestible product. That makes it healthy for us, yeah.
Yeah, because I also want to get bread and English muffin.
It's also almost like when we were talking before, like when you first came in, right? And we were just talking about it. And then I was thinking back about, hey, like we are actually buying the best ingredients. And if we can't buy the best ingredients, then we're making them in-house ourselves, right? And it's like we make this in-house, we make that in-house. And that's what's really making everything taste so good.
10 Swiss and a garlic lemon milk, please. That's why.
I'll get the chocolate.
Chocolate cookie? Yeah, I don't really like this again.
There's a consistency across all the product, right? Whether it's the coffee or it's the bread or it's the food, there's a clear passion here, and everything you see here is positive, right? Great employees, happy employees. It's a win-win for everyone.
Can I grab a bag of those? Yeah, of course. I'll be right back to grab that.
10 years ago when I worked at Salesforce, I hated my job and I was like, what do I want to do with my life? You know, I didn't know the answer to that. And by pursuing something that I just had a passion for, which was coffee, I was like, hey, let's just give this a shot and see where it takes me. And then, you know, there's another twist and turn. It's like, hey, come work at this bakery. And then there's another twist and turn. And it's like, okay, you're now running the bakery. And now finally here we are, we're running the best bakery in the city. And I've got amazing employees and we're using the best product. And to me, it doesn't even feel like work.
Thanks, man. Nice to see you,
So I just want to say thanks to all the customers that support us, that have been with us throughout the years. I love seeing our regulars on a daily basis and just giving you a piece of serenity in the crazy world we live in.